This show is part of OnePlace, a daily network of focused briefings across the stories people follow most.
Welcome to today's Roundup, where we dive into the biggest headlines in entertainment. From business empires to festival drama, we have everything you need to stay informed on the stars you follow.
Sweeney builds a massive empire outside of Hollywood.
Sabrina Carpenter apologizes for calling a cultural cheer weird.
Carpenter faces backlash after her controversial Coachella set comments.
Lizzo stuns Coachella fans with a very provocative performance.
Jonah Hill targets Kanye West in his new film.
Prince Harry faces a defamation lawsuit from his charity.
Labyrinth exits Euphoria Season 3 over alleged poor treatment.
Sabrina Carpenter's fan interaction sparks a major cultural debate.
First up today, Sweeney is making massive moves that suggest she is looking far beyond the silver screen. Insiders are reporting that the 28-year-old Euphoria star is actively building a self-sustaining empire after feeling somewhat frozen out of the traditional Hollywood system. Instead of fighting for roles, she is pivoting toward becoming a celebrity billionaire by focusing on her global business ventures. Her lingerie label, CERN, has been an absolute juggernaut, selling out almost instantly upon launch. This success has triggered a rapid expansion across Europe, supported by a massive $35 million investment. Sweeney has been spending significant time in major fashion hubs like London, Paris, and Milan, even scouting for property. It seems she is positioning herself as a one-woman brand where her image and business are completely interconnected for long-term control.
It is a fascinating strategy that draws direct comparisons to the Kardashian business model. By shifting the focus away from being just an actress, she is creating a lifestyle brand that can thrive independently of whether she is cast in a film or not. Sources say she views Hollywood as just one piece of a much larger puzzle rather than the central pillar of her career. This move towards scale and global reach is all about turning the perception of being an outsider into actual power. Every move she makes with CERN is geared toward that billion-dollar enterprise goal. It is clear she wants longevity that the fickle nature of acting roles simply cannot guarantee. By investing her own capital and focus into these ventures, she is ensuring that she remains the boss of her own narrative and financial future.
Next up, Sabrina Carpenter found herself in hot water this weekend after a specific interaction during her Coachella set. While she was performing on Friday, a fan performed a zagruta, which is a traditional Arabic and North African celebratory cheer. Carpenter, who was seated at her piano, reacted by calling the sound weird and questioning if she was at Burning Man. On Saturday, she issued a formal apology on social media, explaining that her reaction was born out of pure confusion and sarcasm rather than any ill intent. She noted that from her position on the stage, she could not see the person or hear the sound clearly. She admitted she could have handled the situation better and expressed that she now understands what a zagrauta is, welcoming all types of cheers and yodels for her future performances.
The reaction from the public has been quite split. Some fans are defending her, saying that being a celebrity is exhausting because every minor misunderstanding is scrutinized, and they appreciate that she did the right thing by apologizing quickly. They feel that her confusion was understandable, given the loud and chaotic environment of a headlining festival set. However, others are not as forgiving. Critics on social media pointed out that even after the fan explained it was part of their culture, Carpenter still expressed that she did not like it. Some are calling the apology performative, suggesting it was only issued to protect her brand ahead of future album promotions. It highlights the fine line artists walk during live interactions, where a lack of cultural awareness can quickly spiral into a major PR headache, regardless of the original intent.
Now let's shift to the backlash against Sabrina Carpenter regarding that Coachella incident continues to grow as more people weigh in on her comments. During her first time headlining the iconic festival in Indio, she faced criticism for calling the Arabic cheer a yodel and explicitly stating she did not like it. Social media users have been calling her ignorant and odd for dismissing a cultural expression so bluntly on such a large stage. The phrase yeesh has been tossed around quite a bit in the commentary surrounding the event. Despite her explanation that she simply could not hear well from the stage, the optics of the situation have remained a point of contention. For many, the issue is not just the initial confusion, but the perceived dismissiveness of the fans' explanation that the sound was a celebratory call rooted in their specific cultural heritage.
Sabrina's post on X, formerly Twitter, was an attempt to get ahead of the narrative by clarifying that her reaction was pure confusion and sarcasm. She mentioned that she did not see the person with her eyes, which contributed to the misunderstanding. While some fans find this explanation perfectly reasonable given the technical difficulties of hearing on a massive festival stage, others remain skeptical. The debate centers on whether a professional performer should have a more measured response when a fan mentions their culture, even if they are confused by the sound. It is a reminder of how quickly a viral clip can define a performance. As the conversation continues, it remains to be seen if this will have a lasting impact on her reputation, or if her apology will be enough to satisfy those who felt her comments were disrespectful.
Moving on to Lizzo certainly made a statement during day one of Coachella with a performance that many are calling wild and provocative. Joining Sexy Red on stage, the 37-year-old singer engaged in some very bold choreography, including twerking on a life-sized pink furry Labubu. She also showed off her famous flute skills during the set, as they performed the hit Yitty on Yo Titties. While Lizzo is known for her body positivity and high-energy shows, this particular performance drew a wide range of reactions online. Some fans were absolutely dumbfounded by her dance moves, with one viral tweet even suggesting they would rather sit in solitary confinement than watch the set again. The performance has been labeled by some critics as one of the worst or most uncomfortable sets in the history of the festival, sparking intense debate across social media platforms.
On the other hand, many of Lizzo's supporters are praising her confidence and the fun energy she brought to the desert. Before hitting the stage, she shared a video of herself boarding Paris Hilton's private jet, dubbed Sliv Air, wearing a very revealing all-black outfit that bared her backside. Paris Hilton herself commented on the post, cheering her on, and many fans gushed over how amazing she looked. This was Lizzo's first appearance at Coachella since 2018, when she performed with Harry Styles. While the critics are focusing on the shock factor of her twerking on a giant mascot, her fans are celebrating her unapologetic nature. It seems Lizzo remains a polarizing figure who knows exactly how to get people talking, whether they are praising her fashion choices or questioning the artistic direction of her latest festival appearance.
Next up, Jonah Hill is using his new film Outcome to take a very direct shot at Kanye West. In the movie, which recently debuted on Apple TV, Hill plays an agent named Ira Slits alongside Keanu Reeves. During one scene, Hill's character makes a pointed comment about how hating Jewish people doesn't actually seem to negatively affect a person's career and might even help it. The film then cuts to a photo of Kanye West on a wall, making the target of the commentary unmistakable. This is particularly notable because it comes just weeks after West claimed that watching Hill in 21 Jump Street made him like Jewish people again. Hill seems to be rejecting that sentiment by highlighting West's long history of anti-Semitic remarks, which dates back nearly 2 decades and includes very recent controversies involving bigoted lyrics and social media attacks.
The film's inclusion of this critique serves as a sharp rebuttal to West's attempts at an apology. Although West issued an open letter in January expressing regret for his actions during what he described as a manic state, his past behavior remains a major point of contention. From selling shirts with offensive symbols to releasing songs with anti-Semitic lyrics as recently as 2003, the rapper has a documented track record that many in the industry find impossible to ignore. Jonah Hill's decision to include this in Outcome suggests that he isn't interested in being the face of West's supposed redemption. By using his platform to call out the reality of how hate speech is handled in the public eye, Hill is making a strong statement about accountability. It adds a layer of real-world social commentary to the film. That is definitely sparking a lot of conversation.
Now let's shift to Prince Harry is facing a new legal battle, but this time it is with the very charity he co-founded. Centibail, the organization Harry started in 2006 to help young victims of HIV and AIDS, has filed a defamation suit against him and his close friend, Mark Dyer. The lawsuit, filed at the High Court in London, alleges that Harry and Dyer conducted a coordinated adverse media campaign against the charity starting in March 2005. This follows a messy period where Harry and Prince Saiso resigned from the charity after a falling out with the chairwoman, Dr. Sophie Chandauka. The charity claims that Harry's actions caused significant operational disruption and reputational harm, leading to an onslaught of cyberbullying directed at the organization's leadership. It is a shocking turn of events for a royal who has spent years championing this specific cause.
The situation is incredibly complicated, because it involves allegations of bullying and harassment on both sides. Dr. Chandalka had previously accused Harry of harassment and even claimed Meghan Markle was part of the problem. While an investigation by the Charity Commission found no evidence of systemic bullying at Centibale, the legal animosity has only intensified. A spokesperson for Harry and Mark Dyer has categorically rejected the charity's claims, calling them offensive and damaging. They expressed disbelief that charitable funds are being used to sue the very people who built the organization from the ground up. This legal fight threatens to overshadow the actual work the charity does in Lesotho and Botswana. It is a sad development for a project that was originally created to honor the legacy of Princess Diana and Queen Mamahato, now mired in high-stakes litigation.
Moving on to, Labyrinth has officially confirmed that his music will not be featured in the upcoming third season of Euphoria, and he is not holding back on the reasons why. In a recent Instagram story, the singer and composer stated that he refuses to let people treat him poorly, implying significant friction with the show's production team. He mentioned that people in the industry often lie while calling themselves honest, which led to his decision to remove any music he had prepared for the new season. While he noted that he is still on good terms with HBO, his departure seems to be a direct result of how he felt he was being treated behind the scenes. Labyrinth has been instrumental in creating the show's signature sound, so his absence will likely be a major shift for the series' atmosphere and tone.
This news follows a series of cryptic and frustrated social media posts from Labyrinth over the past few months. Back in March, he posted a since-deleted message expressing his disdain for the industry, and specifically mentioning Euphoria. This is a surprising turn, considering that in mid-2025, it was announced he would be collaborating with the legendary Hans Zimmer for the third season. Zimmer had even praised Labyrinth's work for shaping the show's identity. Now, with Labyrinth walking away to protect his own well-being and professional standards, the production faces a significant challenge in maintaining its musical continuity. Representatives for creator Sam Levinson have not yet commented on the situation. It highlights the internal tensions that can arise even on highly successful projects, when the creative vision and the treatment of collaborators are no longer in alignment.
Finally today, the controversy surrounding Sabrina Carpenter's Coachella performance has sparked a wider debate about cultural sensitivity and the pressure on young stars. During her Friday night set, the 26-year-old singer's reaction to a fan's Zagruta was captured in a viral video that has since been viewed millions of times. When the fan explained that the high-pitched trill was an Arab call of celebration, Carpenter's response of, "I don't like it," and calling it weird, struck a chord with many viewers who felt she was being dismissive of a cultural tradition. Critics argue that even if she was confused by the sound, doubling down after the explanation was given was a mistake. This incident has led to a flurry of social media posts questioning her awareness and her ability to handle unexpected cultural moments during her high-profile live performances.
The fallout has been intense, with some fans pointing out that while no one expects a celebrity to know every single cultural tradition, the way she handled the clarification was the real issue. Some users on X commented that she should have used her PR training to avoid appearing ignorant once the fan mentioned it was their culture. There is also a conversation happening about the racial dynamics of her fanbase and the importance of holding public figures accountable for their words. While Carpenter has apologized and claimed she now knows what a Zagruta is, the incident serves as a case study in how quickly a moment of confusion can turn into a larger discussion about respect and inclusion. As she continues her tour and career, this Coachella moment will likely be remembered as a significant learning curve in her public journey.
That wraps up our briefing for today. Thank you for joining us for this daily update. Be sure to follow the show for your next daily briefing on the stories that matter most.